any boundaries or weird regulations, whatever, just work and code and solve problems together.
If they go after the developer, what happens if the AI refuses to give them the money? Hey everybody, again, this is Rick Latona, also again from Token 2049 Dubai. This time I'm sitting with a good friend from a number of years, Amadeo Brents. Amadeo is
Get good.
he's Dutch.
Good to be here.
I get to practice my Dutch for my times I lived in Amsterdam every time I see him.
Goedemorgen iedereen.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a couple of years though.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, and in that time since I saw you, you launched Yieldnest.
Correct.
So you have a chance to tell our audience about Yieldnest.
Yeah, it's been
and your background, because you're an OG Ethereum guy.
Yeah, I'm Amadeo Brands, the co-computer and founder of Yieldnest. My background is computer science and economics. Studied in the Netherlands and then worked for banks and insurance companies. And then in 2015, already was familiar with crypto. 2015, joined crypto full time. And then worked for the first Dutch crypto hedge fund.
Oh.
And that was like the early days of like, oh, this crypto thing is interesting. But it was all very early. So from my opinion, I was like, well, I probably should be on that investment side to kind of explore the market. It went very well. The fund did around 11,000% yields, which was 2015 to 2018.
2015 was a good year to get in. Same year I got in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I temporarily got out in 2016, right before the 2017 bull run. But
sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's very dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Everybody listens to like, oh, it's easy if you get early in. No, it's not, because you need to have really hands of steel and balls of steel in order to survive that kind of like market. You need to have hands of steel. You need to have diamond hands in order to do that. And you need to invest in the right blue chip assets that will actually survive, right? And Cyber Capital, we had quite an interesting approach. We did a fundamental investment fund already back then. We were looking at all the GitHub activity and we would determine all those projects that didn't have any GitHub activity we wouldn't invest in. If they would actually produce code, we would take a look at it, basically.
Okay. And then you went to Curve.
And then actually I started DeFi Capital. So I did another fund for myself, where I was kind of the founding partner. And we did that in 2019, 2021. And in between, I did a bunch of, I was very involved with DAOs. I'm very passionate about that because I think it's a beautiful concept where we can have a group of people that are passionate about a certain topic and all work together, get the smartest people from all over the world, just without any boundaries or weird regulations, whatever, just work and code and solve problems together. And that really excited me. So that's why I joined MakerDAO as an ambassador. I was very active in kind of this organizing events. I was going to a lot of different hackathons, kind of presenting MakerDAO and other places.
I mean, you're between MakerDAO and Curve. I mean, you're an OG DeFi guy.
Yes.
So just for the sake of time efficiency, because I know you've done a lot.
Yes.
I really want the audience to hear about Yieldnest.
Let's go. So after all that with Curve Finance, MakerDAO, I then worked in Miami for a bit, all the days, and then I moved to Thailand actually, and I was there, and then I was like, I want to build an easier way for people to get into DeFi, because I kept getting phone calls from people. Amadeo, I want to construct my on-chain portfolio. What should I buy, etc. I was like, I just will build a product where people can easily get ETH, BTC, and then do some DCF or something, and have the highest risk-adjusted returns, right? Instead of putting these people to a centralized exchange, we need to get more people into decentralized finance.
Okay, so how do you do that?
Yeah, so Yieldnest does that by basically building a structured product stack. So we have Yieldnest, and we have one derivative token, and this, for example, Wine ETH X, that now earns between 6 and 15% yield, depending on certain market conditions. And we simply kind of stack different products in one single token.
I remember when you first were telling me about it, you were really bullish on the eigenlayer. Is that part of it?
That's part of it. And I wanted to use eigenlayer to make it easier to stack these different products in a safe way. But eigenlayer, that's how mostly tech sometimes for you works. they a little bit, in my opinion, under-delivered. So it still takes some time before that stack is mature. So we kind of just build it ourselves now. And now we can build these structured products, build derivatives.
So someone buys your token and the value is derived based on the activities you're doing to get yield.
Yeah, well, we're not doing it. It's a non-custodial platform, obviously. So it's the strategies behind it, smart contracts, like that.
Right.
Correct.
So, okay.
And we have over $250 million on TVL now. So we've grown,
great. Congratulations.
Quite a lot. Yes.
That's fantastic. What's the reward that goes to your company and all that?
Yeah. So all the reward collectors are not fully activated yet. Obviously, we want to get as much TVL in as possible before we're going to do our TG. And when the token gets launched, all the fee switch will be activated. But right now, we already generated revenue on some of the products. So, for example, our liquid staking derivatives. Kind of funny. We talked about that when I was in Dubai, I think 2 years ago. We talked about potentially launching a liquid staking token.
Right, yeah.
And I kind of did that. And I did build a native liquid staker with eigenlayer. So there we take a fee. We take a little bit of fee on some of the other products, like a 10% fee. And how I see it, the fees will be dynamic. So it's going to be like, okay, when we generate a lot of more yield, the fees will be a bit higher. When the yields are getting lower, the fees also going to be lower. So it's going to be a dynamic fee.
Got it. And I wouldn't be me if I didn't ask you if artificial intelligence was in the future for getting yield.
Yeah, definitely. I think like a lot of these on-chain systems, what is beautiful about on-chain is atomic financial products, right? So we as like a technical engineering people, or we understand those mechanics. We can look at it, we can test it, etc. But AI bots can also do that. So
that's true. And so I'm gonna end this quick interview with a philosophical question for you.
Yeah.
So someone writes an AI that its job is to go out and get yield, and both the smart contracts and the AI are on chain, not controlled by anybody, and the AI makes $100 million. Who pays the taxes on that?
Taxation is tough, in my opinion.
Yeah. So if they go after the developer, what happens if the AI refuses to give them the money?
That's such an interesting question, right? So in my opinion, so we're building a parallel financial system outside of that traditional way of thinking.
All right.
So I think if the AI is generating money, right? It's generating some sort of value. Right. It should not be taxed. It should only be taxed if that person...
Well, there's no way to collect from it. If it's immutable and it's on chain and it's free and existing, I mean, what are you going to do? Put it in jail?
Exactly.
And you can't remove it?
Yeah. I think at the touch point of getting the fiat out, getting the government-backed money out, if they want to use the fiat paper, then there will be a taxable event. But I think on chain, I don't think it's possible to tax it.
I was just curious what your answer would be put on the spot. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Amadeo. Always a pleasure to see you.